He's looking up at the kill now, as you can see. Would have seen briefly. Uh-oh. Well, all that excitement, hoping that he was going to come back and start feeding on his kill, has now all subsided swiftly. As I was saying though, regarding these Vespid wasps, before, or a few drives ago, we managed to find a blue waxbill's nest, and blue waxbills are really cute little birds, tiny birds.
One I wore yesterday. And the day before.
He changes his mind when it suits him. What's important to understand is we don't want to impact and affect the animal's behavior, and a lot of you may be asking, well, the fact that he's snarling at us may mean that he's really unhappy with our presence, and I really don't feel that's the case. I think it's almost playful, because if he really didn't like us or wants us to find him, we wouldn't. We would spend days and hours and months searching for him. But if a leopard does not want to be seen, it will not be seen. So that's something important to understand about the behavior we're witnessing. He would also probably have really given us a proper charge and let us know his feelings if he was highly uncomfortable with us. So I think it's important to realize that we're not doing anything or hoping that he does this. It's just kind of his nature and his personality, and it does change from day to day. Some days he doesn't snarl at us, not even once, and other days he'll be like this, where he can't stop snarling at us. So, interesting behavior to witness. And you'll notice his panting has increased ever so slightly, and it will continue to increase because it's really starting to heat up. There's no breeze today, and this leopard is in for an uncomfortable day with that full belly. I was watching some birds flying over there. I'm trying to see exactly what bird it is that he's looking at, but they're just swallows. Why are you getting so uppity this morning, mister? Sorry, Alex, I'm not sure. You're coming through very softly. If you don't mind speaking louder, I can't get this. volume any louder. Okay, thanks Alex. We've just got another question through from Blair. Good afternoon, Blair, and welcome on board. Good afternoon, good morning. Blair's asking whether a mother leopard with cubs would still take a kill up a tree, or hoist a kill up a tree, and she certainly would. In my experiences with leopards, with cubs, the cubs typically start feeding on meat from around 3 months of age. So it's only from that point that they'll need to be traveling 2 kills with their mother. Up until that point, she'll keep them in various den sites and they'll only rely on milk. In that 3-month stage, though, in that first 3-month period before they start feeding on meat, they do grow fairly considerably and are also decent climbers. So the mother will take her cubs from kill to kill. Obviously she can't move the kill long distances to the cubs, so that's often when young leopard cubs do come unstuck with hyena or lion or other leopard that they come across in the travelling between kills, because there can be quite big distances that they need to travel. And when they get to the kills, it's important that the kill's up the tree, because if they were to be feeding on it when it's on the ground and anything were to come, those cubs would then be in a very sticky spot. So it's safer for the kill to be up a tree where most other animals can't get to it easily, and the cubs, and therefore their food is safe and their youngsters are safe. So I guess if you think of cats, the little kittens can be good climbers and are very adventurous from a young age, so you could imagine a 3-month-old leopard cub having no problem getting up and down trees, and they certainly don't, and those that do are sadly the ones that don't make it, because climbing a tree is essential for a leopard cub. It's their best escape route, and most often used escape route would be to clamber up a tree, or sometimes even very small bushes, but just getting them a few meters off the ground is all they need to escape from potential harm. But she was notoriously not good at hoisting her kill up trees, and would therefore often leave her cubs exposed to dangerous situations. It really was bizarre how she didn't hoist her kill readily up trees. Okay, boy. You'll be looking up because of vultures. You will be aware of vultures and the trouble that they can cause. On the way out of Vuatila last night, we came across a very, very large chameleon, and we did take notes of exactly where it was. We did back months, seeing as though we managed to show you some tiny baby chameleons not so long ago. It'd be nice to show you fully grown adults. So that is something that we plan to do later. It's going to be tricky finding the chameleon every minute that goes on, because now that the sun's warming the chameleon up, it's going to be a lot more likely to have moved and got active. So ideally we would have gone straight there this morning. However, Kunyuma got our votes instead. Oh, he heard something there, and that's what gave him a big fright. I'm not sure what it was exactly. But the behavior we're seeing is good behavior to be witnessing, and hopefully it's going to mean he's going to get up this tree fairly soon. If he was lying with his head flat in the grass, I'd be concerned, but the fact that he has been keeping his head up, grooming, a lot of yawning, are good signs that he may well get up. Another interesting thing that we came across on our way home last night was the two Salati male lions, and they were deep into the Manuleti, very close to where we stay, and they weren't alone. There was one lioness with them, and we got really lucky and actually saw them mating, so that was a great bonus on the way home. And also interesting behavior to witness because, oh wonderful, we've got some elephants approaching. This should spice things up. Can you see it through there, Bjorn?
Yeah. Just wait for them to come over as well.
Cool. Yeah, it's difficult for VM to show you now because there's very thick vegetation, but they do appear to be feeding kind of towards us, and if they get wind of this leopard, they will certainly come to investigate, which should make things interesting for us. I was saying there before I spotted the elephants, the interesting thing about last night's sighting is that the one poor male just lingers 50 meters away from the male who's been into two of them, companions, the third wheel. And we just saw them mate once last night, and I actually did also see them on the way in this morning, and we waited for 5 minutes to hopefully see if they would mate again, but we didn't get lucky this morning and did need to get back to Juma to get this broadcast going. The wind is blowing slightly towards the elephants, and they could well pick up his scent. They've got great senses of smell, and the fact that there's a kill here, his feces, may well mean they're going to come and investigate, but at this stage they appear to still be passing by to the south of us. I wonder if it's very thick, which makes it difficult for viewing these elephants, but I do wonder if it's worth going and having a look at them because we are so close to the leopard. And if the leopard gets up and climbs up the tree while we're not watching, well, that's just the way it's going to be. But let's try and get a good view of these elephants while the opportunity is here. And we'll come back to I'm not sure how much longer he will tolerate them here, and I would go so far as to guess that even within the next 6 months, we may potentially not be seeing quarantine, or the people that are still here on Juma rather will not still be seeing quarantine or Kunyuma. That is my prediction, 6 months and they'll be off. Not necessarily too far, but they'll be to get, they could cheer. Things change drastically. Between different animals, and very difficult to say when it would be that Mvula is going to eventually kick them out. And it's not only Mvula. Oh, look at this VM, can you see the little blue wax ball through? It's up. Okay, I saw where it flew to, so we might be able to find its nest, and hopefully there'll be another Vespid wasp nest there. But in the meantime, this young elephant appears to be coming straight towards us. And the rest of the herd are tending more closely to this leopard. So we are definitely in for some kind of a treat in terms of what happens here. Good question, Tim, and I look forward to seeing, or hearing rather, what pans out, because we're not going to be here to see it, but certainly going to be keeping track of the animals in this area, because we have had some really wonderful times with them. There the elephant's got its trunk up, it's smelling. You can smell the leopard now. How are we going to get into a position here? Okay, hold on, sorry guys. Our best bet is to get right onto the other side of the leopard and see if the elephant comes towards it. Yeah, it is coming towards it. Wow, this is going to be interesting to watch. There goes the leopard slinking off. Have you got it there, Liam? So watch this. Well, the elephant's approaching quite closely, but not up to, so the is running off. And the elephant's just giving it a beady eye. And I think they're going to continue to chase this leopard, and let's see if the leopard doesn't grab the tree. Now that leopard has probably made the wrong move in that it's run straight towards the rest of the herd. But as you can see, this elephant's not too concerned by the fact that there's a leopard about. It knows that not nearly as much of a threat to the herd as lion would be, for example. Well, we do just need to be careful and not put too much pressure on this cow, but she does seem very, very relaxed, so there's nothing like being in a leopard sightseeing when not too much is going on and a herd of elephants decide to join. Really fortunate. I really would love to know where this leopard has gone. I can't tell at the moment. But the rest of this herd of elephants are coming towards us slowly, so there's a chance they will
There he is.
Where is it?
Look right underneath the branch, branching off to the right under that tree. It's in the grass there.
Lying down?
Yes.
Okay, well spotted.
I can't see him now either, but it's just there in the grass.
Okay, well spotted, Vian. That was really interesting to watch. I mean, they were just meters away from one another. The leopard backed its abilities to escape, and the elephant backed its abilities to, or not. It certainly wasn't concerned by the leopard. Let's get forward a little bit. As there are a few youngsters in this herd that are going to start coming into shot, and the leopard's just on our right now. Oh. Now there's another cow, large cow, who's feeding towards this leopard, and there's a tiny baby with that cow. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. There's a tiny baby with the, don't think anything to watch. But very interesting to see will be Kunyuma's reaction to the situation unfolding. And if you just zoom out now, VM, you'll get the other Ellie passing through in the background there, which is quite nice from a perspective. So there's the other Ellie just passing by him. That is another youngster. It's not the big cow that is approaching from a more direct angle. It appears to be a beautiful big herd. They just keep on coming from this riverbed down south. Beautiful. Now the cow's coming in to properly investigate. It's going to be interesting to see what this next individual does. It looks like it could be I'm not sure if it's a bull or a cow from this angle, but it's also noticed the leopard, who's now sitting right in front of us. And I mentioned that it would be great if some hyena came onto the scene, because look at the elephant. Did you? Sorry, my monitor's not working, so it's difficult for me to tell what VM is actually filming, and therefore narrating becomes difficult, because I do exactly your apology situation I'm in. Well, the elephants are basically have encircled us, which is wonderful. Difficult to show you the shots of the elephants behind us, but I'm just keeping an eye on them. That situation has diffused, and wasn't it wonderful to watch? I do want to try and get you some last shots of these elephants as they pass. Incredibly relaxed breeding herds. Fortunate, even considering the fact that there was a leopard in the mix. They didn't get too worked up. They didn't even let off a trumpet, which I find really interesting. I would have expected them to at least have trumpeted in distaste when they saw this leopard.